Alright guys, let's just do a little bit more practice with quadratic formula on some of these special cases here. Notice I have 3x squared plus 4x equals negative 2. The problem here though is, as we've said before, we need to be equal to 0. But I'm equal to negative 2 currently. So I'm going to need to move this 2 over to the other side by adding. So now I got 3x squared plus 4x plus 2 equals 0. I can go ahead now identify my A, B, and C. A equals 3, B equals 4, C equals 2. Now let's go ahead and put all of this into our quadratic formula. X equals negative B plus minus square root of B squared minus 4A C all over 2A. Why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can find out what the correct answer is here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue. So, after this, I'm going to go ahead and start simplifying. I still got negative 4 plus minus the square root of 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times 3, which is 12, 12 times 2, which is 24. Now I'm going to go ahead and I have 2 times 3, which is 6. And let's finish simplifying this. 16 minus 24, that right there is going to be negative 8. So I got negative 4 plus minus the square root of negative 8 over 6. Now remember guys, we talked about this in the very first video that you saw, that I did, and the other video that you should have watched. Whenever we get a negative number under the square root, that means that you're going to have no solution. So at this point, you can go ahead and stop. There's nothing else for you to do. You just write no solution. And you're done. Now that is only the case when you get a negative number underneath the square root. Alright. Let's try another problem. Alright, this time I have x squared plus 9 equals 6x. Now again, I need to make sure that I am equal to 0. Right now I'm equal to 6x. So I need to subtract 6x from both sides. Nothing can be combined over here, so it's x squared minus 6x plus 9 equals 0. At this point, go ahead and pause the video and try this on your own. Alright, I'm going to continue. I'm going to identify A, B, and C. My A in this case is 1. My B is negative 6. And my C is 9. Again, I'm just getting that all from my quadratic equation. Alright, let's go ahead and put it into the quadratic formula. X equals negative B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC all over 2 A, which is 1. Alright, so now, fix that a little bit. Now let's go ahead and simplify. I got 2 negatives here, which makes this a positive 6, plus minus negative 6 squared is 36. Negative 4 times 1 is a negative 4. And negative 4 times 9 is going to be negative 36. All over 2 times 1, which is 2. So this time, I see I got the same number here. When I do 36 minus 36, that is going to end up giving me 0. Well, the square root of 0, that's just 0. Now remember in our earlier videos, whenever we said we got 0 underneath the square root, that meant we're only going to have one solution. Now the reason for that is, no matter which way I go about it, 6 plus 0, 6 minus 0, I'm going to get the same thing there on top. So 6 plus 0 over 2, or 6 minus 0 over 2, is both 6 over 2, which is just 3, making 3 my one and only x-intercept, my one and only solution, and my final answer.